Good morning, everybody. J-Man here with another breakfast cereal. Okay. Mm. Today we're talking about Spy Smasher. Normally for these reviews, I go through my space style review, which is story, pacing, artistry, characters, enjoyment. Each one gets a ranking out of 2. 0 is not, 0 is below average, 1 is average, 2 is above average. You get a score out of 10 at the end. I'm not going to bother doing all that right now because this is a 10 out of 10. This is my favorite serial. It's one of my favorite superhero adaptations, I guess. And I didn't really read any Spy Smasher books growing up. He was already kind of out of it. I do have the Power of Shazam comic book, the entire run, every individual single issue. And there was an issue that paid tribute to Spy Smasher and featured the Scorpion, which was from the Captain Marvel, the Adventures of Captain Marvel serial, which is Shazam. I will review that as well at some point. This is 1942, 12 chapters. William Whitney is the director. Kane Richmond plays Alan Armstrong, who is Spy Smasher. He also plays Jack Armstrong, who's his twin brother. We're going to get to that. Marguerite Chapman, I think that's how you say her name, is Eve Corby. She is from the comics. Sam Flint is Admiral Corby, also from the comics. Hans Schum is the Mask. The Mask is a villain also in the comics, and he has just like a white mask that's like, it's like you're wearing glasses, but there's like an eye hole and then it covers his face. He is also from the comics, though he does not, he's in the Mask only when he communicates through his radio device. All the other times he doesn't have the mask on, so this isn't a mystery like the Captain Marvel serial where it was a mystery as to who the Scorpion was. There is no mystery here. We know who he is. Tristram Coffin is Drake. Now he's kind of an important character. He's in there, and Franco Corsaro is Pierre Duran, who's a great character in the beginning of this. I picked up this from the Serial Squadron. The links are in the description below. I highly recommend buying this. This is the best serial for me. I love it. I have not seen every serial ever produced, so maybe somewhere down the line something else will come up. Maybe not, because this has a comic book connection. I love superheroes and comics and stuff like that. I really like the Fawcett characters. I would have loved to have seen Bullet Man. I think that would have been amazing if they had done like a Bullet Man thing, which they were kind of gonna do. Obviously, Captain Marvel, The Adventures of Captain Marvel, is definitely probably my second favorite serial, to be honest. I also picked this book up. This is Spy Smasher, and about Spy Smasher, and this is also produced by the guys who do the Serial Squadron. You can order this online, and it gives you tons of information. It even gives you some comics inside as well. I've bookmarked kind of where I'm reading, so you get comics in here. A lot of information about the cast and everything of the serial. This is a really great. I got some pictures here. I highly recommend picking this up big time. I'm just going through it myself. It's really amazing, and I learned a couple of things here. Like one, they paid the stunt people more than the actors. How do you like that, guys? That would definitely not happen today. And speaking of today, I'd love to see this get a movie. I think Spy Smasher is due for his movie. There is so many notes for this. I'm gonna hopefully not ramble on too long on this. If you want, just buy this. If you trust me on anything, I had this on VHS. I think I had it on a DVD. I think I had like a bootleg DVD or something, and then finally I got this Blu-ray, which is the edition that you should definitely get. The VHS copy was a 2-tape copy, so it was like a fat one. I still have it somewhere in this room. I can't seem to remember where it is. It may be in one of my boxes because now I have the Blu-ray, so I really don't need the VHS. So 12 chapters. You got Beethoven's Fifth is sort of the opening for the chapters, which is great. It really fits. They added a twin brother. There's a lot of great stuff with the twins, and Richmond is awesome in this because like you can sort of tell the difference between the two twins, which is pretty good. And there's a lot of shots where they are together, or there's really clever shots where one is just slightly obstructed and you can't really tell. Um, Whenever they're together on screen, it's seamless. It's absolutely seamless. I think it's really good. The effects in this and the fights, there's only one small little smidge part where I could tell there's some phony business going on, and that's when towards the last bit where Spy Smasher's on a motorcycle and Jack, his brother, is behind him, and you can tell that that's, you know, a dummy in some shots. That's really the only time where I'm like, where it stands out. Whereas a lot of other older films, you can tell that, oh, this is fake or whatever. I mean, you know that, you know, the bat plane is a model, but it's not, it passes. So I would say that, you know, 90% of this movie holds up today, and that's because of the fantastic stunt work in this. I mean, the stunts in this and the fights are absolutely incredible. I mean, I would go so far as to say, like, this can hold up to some of the great action pictures, even stuff from like the Shaw Brothers studios, if you're into the Kung Fu films of the Shaw Brothers and all that. They've got some great fights in their movies, and I mean, they just produced endless amounts of fighting movies, but the fights in this are like beat 'em up, you know. It's sort of like, you can definitely, when you're watching this, you definitely see the inspirations from like the Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, that kind of a thing. This is your go-to serial if you're looking for just plain old beat 'em up action, and there's some crazy stunts. I mean, my notes go on forever as I was watching this. I'm like, oh, this, I can't even name all the stunts. Like, there's literally, you know, a part where the guy like jumps from one level to another and then hits a guy, and then he falls through like a box. You're like, oh, and there's like some big jumps from really high up, and it's a guy doing it. Like, there's no CGI here, guys. I don't think there's any wire work. Not that I could tell. Sometimes you can tell wire work. I could not tell any wire work in this. So correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if I've somehow missed stuff. But this is just people beating the crap out of each other, and guys are being thrown through stuff. I can't even, like, I don't know if anyone out there has seen the movie Ong Bak, which is Tony Jaa. That was sort of his debut movie, where like literally people are just getting beat the hell up. This is like this. I mean, I would say that this can hold up to a movie like that, where like the fights are just crazy. Okay, so I mean, there's so much going on here. The mask. I'm trying to look through my notes if there's anything that there's little cool things too, where Spy Smasher investigates. There's a guy near the beginning. He smokes these cigars, and he takes the wrapper and he twists it into like a little bow and throws it, and then that's a clue. I like stuff like that. There's trap doors. There's secret passageways. There's like revolving doors. There's the underground layer, which is kind of cool. There's a submarine. Now, Spy Smasher doesn't have his gyro sub, which is something he had in the comic books. But they have the bat plane, which looks pretty cool. You could assume that, I suppose, that if this had continued on into another serial, that perhaps Spy Smasher would have maybe made a vehicle or something. So that can happen. Great. There is some cheats in this, and the cheats are where you see something happen, but there was a scene beforehand which explains the cliffhanger. So, for example, Spy Smasher is like in like a building that's going to explode, and you just see it explode, and then you're like, oh, tune in next week to see what happens. Then when you come in next week, right before it explodes, there's a shot of Spy Smasher jumping out. So a lot of that isn't as seamless as like a Flash Gordon was, which is to say that if you were to re-edit this as 1 3-hour plus movie, you would lose those cliffhangers. For the most part, we're going to get to the famous one in a second. So you lose a lot of those cliffhangers, and it would just be him escaping. There is one talked about cliffhanger. It's at the end of chapter 11. This is a spoiler alert. I mean, it doesn't ruin anything because this serial is really about the kick-ass stunt work and action. But there is the famous talked about scene where Spy Smasher falls off the edge of a building and literally falls, and he dies. And you're like, whoa, he just died. And there ain't no editing, and there ain't no extra scene that's going to fix this ending. Like, this guy's dead. Like, he's dead. He's dead, right? But then in chapter 12, you're like, well, how are they going to fix this? And the way they fix it is really, really cool. And I mean, I could tell you how they fix it because I think it's really neat. Well, you know what? I don't know. Should I not spoil this for anybody out there? I'm gonna not spoil it. How's that? You could read up on this very easily, so I'm not gonna spoil it. So remove the spoiler alert. I want you guys to watch it and see it. It's really neat what they do here. Okay. The character of Drake is pretty interesting. He's like this broadcast journalist, and he works for The Mask. And a lot of the times he'll like leave the camera on, or he'll do a broadcast and leave it recording, and then he'll catch people saying stuff in the background. That's kind of neat. That plays a part in it as well. Just going through my notes on chapter 1. A lot of great plans by The Mask. He wants to steal some gold, which he's going to use to buy ammunition, and this gold was being used to help the British in the war. He's going to flood the market. He's going to flood the American economy with counterfeit bills, which I think was actually a legit plan. I think in World War II, I believe that was a legit plan. So that's pretty cool. They also have this ray gun, which can like take out the bombers. So it's like you see the bombers coming, and they got this ray gun that like nullifies them. So that's kind of neat. So he's got this ray gun thing. Going through, even General Corby's an older gentleman. He gets into the fights too. Even Jack, who is the brother. So Jack is not Spy Smasher. He's the twin brother. They get into it a lot. There's not really an origin story in this, which is fine. I don't need it. There's a very brief dialogue in the beginning that just sort of says Alan was presumed dead. He was shot down or something. And he just decided to become Spy Smasher. And he's not really affiliated with any country, which keeps him safe, right? Because it won't look like America is trying to do something. It's just this one guy working on his own. Spy Smasher's identity comes into play because a lot of the villains do see him without the mask, and he's just got really goggles. So a lot of times when they remove his mask, you see his face. You're like, oh crap, he just got outed. But the thing is that because there's the twin brother, there's a lot of opportunities to see them together, and you're like, well, I guess that's not Spy Smasher. Nobody knows that there is a twin, so I think they play on that really well in this as well. Let me see here. Trapdoors. Yeah, I'm going through it. This video would just I could do like a 20-minute video per chapter just to explain all the amazing stunt work that happens. I'm trying to. There was a couple of times where they would set up a trap, and then sometimes the trap would fail, which is really cool. I love Pierre Durand. He's a great character, and he's a guy that is working with Spy Smasher, so I thought that was really cool. I'm just going through my notes. There's kidnappings. Eve gets kidnapped. Corby gets kidnapped as well. I do like Eve. She's okay. She doesn't really do a lot. So unfortunately, she's not a screaming victim though, so that is good. She's not a whining girl, so that is a little bit pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot of like the swapping of the twins, the ray gun. Oh yeah, there's like the one part where they open this trap door, Spy Smasher falls through, and there's like a spiral staircase, and he like lands and grabs on it. And you're like, I think that guy really did that, because I didn't see any wire work there. That was crazy. There's a huge jump in a couple of these too, where it's like just crazy. And then there's like boat battles too, which is super awesome. What else happens here? Yeah. Oh, there's like this brick factory thing too. Oh, and there's another part where there's like a conveyor belt, and this thing's gonna like chop Spy Smasher. That's a cool thing. That I'm telling you, like Batman, the Adam West Batman show, which is a great show, borrowed heavily from these. Right. This is where Batman got all of its cliffhangers. Right. There's a sick drop kick. I wrote drop kick in chapter 11. It's like he just jumps, and there's like this battle in this office, and he jump kicks the guy. You're like, whoa, it was pretty beats. What else here? I mean, there's just so many things here. Oh, and the way that the good guys let Drake kind of escape, and they fake this whole shooting where it looks like the guy who rescued him got shot, but really it was all fake to get him out so that he could lead him to the mask. There's a lot of great stuff like that. Basically, every single action plot, every single spy plot you can think of is somehow incorporated into this epic movie. I mean, I know I've talked this up now, and it's been about, it's been over 15 minutes. So I'm going to wrap it up. I mean, I could just go on and tell you how great this is, but I think it's a definite must have. Grab this book too. And I'm not affiliated with the Serial Squadron. I am part of the Facebook group, and I have been since 2017. Check out the Facebook group if you want to know where it is. Hit me up in the comments, and I will share that with you. But this is a great book to get if you want to learn a little bit about Spy Smasher himself. I think he's a great character, underutilized. There was a female Spy Smasher introduced in DC. DC owns the rights to Bullet Man and Spy Smasher and Captain Marvel, who's now called Shazam, which, I still call him Captain Marvel, like that's his name. But yeah, I definitely recommend getting this book too, and it even gives you a little bit of I just had it, the stuntman David Sharp, so they give you a little bit of information on him as well. The stunt work in this is incredible, guys. If you want to do a new Spy Smasher movie, come on, let's get that going. I think it'd be super exciting. If I was going to do one, I would do it balls to the wall action, great stunt work. I would take it back. I know Indiana Jones now, and Raiders and Temple of Doom, even both those I love. I know those two movies, and even the third one, I guess, too, like really incorporated a lot of this stuff. Well, I think it's time for someone to go back and recapture some of that and bring Spy Smasher to life. This serial, I know it's not a sci-fi thing like a Flash Gordon. To me, there's the Flash Gordon serials, and then like the fantasy kind of sci-fi ones, and then you've got these like beat 'em up ones, these adventure ones. And this one really just took me back. There's like, you'd go to the theater and you get like a little pin and you can join the Spy Smasher. I can't remember what they're called, the Victory something. And you get a little card. Here it is. And you get like a Spy Smasher Victory Battalion. Yeah, that's it. And you get like a little pin and a little card. I'm going to remake these just because they're just too cool. I'd love to have something like this. This represents a time where you used to go to the theater and you were a kid, and I wasn't around at this time, but I wish I was, to go back and get excited for this kind of stuff. I love Blue Beetle, the radio shows. It just seemed like it was just like a cooler time to go out and see a lot of stuff, and it was an experience to go see these chapter plays. And I think this really, just brings that out in me. Whenever I watch this, I feel like I want to go back and read some old comic books and and do something like that. So I think it's really neat. So yeah, I highly recommend getting Spy Smasher. Pick it up on Blu-ray. It's definitely worth it. It holds up today. Some of them, some serials may not, in your opinion, hold up today, but I view everything from the time period it was made. And from the time period it was made, if I had seen this in the theater, I wouldn't even know what to do with myself. I'd be like, Spy Smasher is my favorite superhero and everyone else is garbage. Because like, even Captain Marvel, the serial, is amazing. Fawcett had some great stuff there. I know Superman and Batman, those serials came out, and there's 2 Batman serials, they're both fun, and I'll review those as well. And there's a Superman as well, which is fun. But I'm thinking the Captain Marvels and Spy Smashers are really up there. The DC ones are a little bit lower. Like, I take Spy Smasher any day over the 2 Batmans, and I'm a Batman guy, right? And I'm a Superman guy. Superman and Batman are my 2 favorite superheroes. But Captain Marvel and Spy Smasher, the quality of those serials is definitely up there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know what your thoughts are on Spy Smasher in the comments. But I really enjoyed rewatching this again for like the 5th or 6th time. Can't get enough of Spy Smasher. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time.